NVIDIA's latest breakthroughs are revolutionizing industries from AI to healthcare, and we're about to dive into the details from cutting edge graphic processing units to game changing innovations in deep learning. NVIDIA is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride as we explore the exciting implications of their latest advancements. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here. Welcome for another edition, Stock a Day, and let's talk NVIDIA. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you some exciting news that could be a game changer for investors in NVIDIA or any other AI stocks. Now I know you're thinking, Tamir, haven't you talked enough about NVIDIA already? But it seems like there is no end to their surprises. They've been quietly revolutionizing everything from AI to healthcare and even weather forecasting. Recently, Bob Petty, NVIDIA's vice president, made a statement that caught my attention. He said, "We're in the dawn of a new industrial revolution." That's a bold claim, but as we'll explore today, it might not be far from the truth. In this video, we're going to unpack NVIDIA's tech, their staggering business growth, and the factors driving their success. We'll also look at some exciting new markets they're tapping into, and the potential that's there is enormous. NVIDIA's VP also said accelerated computer is sustainable computing. So, what does it mean for you as an investor? Well, imagine this. Over the past decade, NVIDIA has managed to reduce energy consumptions for AI model training by 2,000 times. That's not a typo. 2,000 times. They've gone from being a gas-guzzling monster truck to a sleek electric EV in just 10 years. But NVIDIA isn't just about GPUs anymore. They're taking what they call a full stack optimization approach. It's like they're not just tuning the engine, they're basically redesigning the entire car from the ground up. And that's what gives them a massive advantage in delivering AI solutions. Let me introduce you to Blackwell, your new best friend for returns. It's NVIDIA's latest platform, and they call it a marvel of engineering. Imagine racks of computing trays working together in a perfect harmony, delivering unprecedented performance and energy efficiency. NVIDIA is venturing into what they call intention-level computer with genetic AI. Imagine AI that doesn't just respond to commands, but proactively identifies issues and then optimizes processes. NVIDIA is also expanding into physical AI and robotics. They're using something called Omniverse to train robots virtually. It's kind of like the Matrix, but for robots. And it's going to revolutionize manufacturing and address work shortages. But there's more. NVIDIA is also dipping its toes into telecoms and even space exploration. They're partnering with SETI to search for fast radio bursts in real time. And basically, they're looking for ET. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, this all sounds great, but what does it actually mean for the stock price? Well, all this information has reiterated our thesis one more. NVIDIA isn't just a GPU company anymore. They're now at the forefront of AI, robotics, telecoms, space explorations, and weather forecasting. So what do we got coming up for NVIDIA? Well, Jensen Huang describes the demand for Blackwell as insane. I quote, CEOs doesn't often use that language, so it is insane. And if we look at the numbers, it's easy to see why. Wall Street is forecasting that this chip line alone could generate around $4 billion in revenue. What's really driving NVIDIA's tech leadership? Well, basically, These guys aren't just sort of keeping up with the whole AI thing. They're sort of invented it, right? Their consistent accelerated innovations are just way ahead of the competition, and they're timing it very sweetly. So they have this like staggered rollout of better and more efficient chips, which means when the new one comes out, you kind of got to buy it because it's going to save you so much in electricity. You basically have to replace the last generation. So it's this continuous cash burn for the cloud computing companies and all the big tech companies. If they want to keep up, if they want to stay ahead, they got to buy these chips. If you're Google, you got to buy them. Otherwise, Microsoft is going to kick you out of business. So they just have this beautiful product launch line based on insane R&D spend and just putting stuff out that's basically twice as good every single year. So the incremental improvement is so significant that you have to buy the latest thing. Otherwise, you're just not part of the race. And that also gives NVIDIA insane pricing power because they're always saying, well, limited supply, I mean, yes, we'll scale it up, but there's only so much we can make. And basically, it just means that all the big tech companies out there are begging for chips, and it's an insane position to be in. But what actually is even more powerful than the innovation is how they've locked in the developer crew. So anybody who's building anything AI related is essentially using NVIDIA's software and their ecosystem. So if you were to change the hardware to say AMD, then it wouldn't work with your software. Your software will not provide functions as well. Your developers are going to blow a kiss and go work somewhere else. So you're basically stuck, and that's going to go on for some time. Now, at some point, the NVIDIAs and Googles and Amazons and Tesla will have their own chips to such a large extent, and they'll be similar quality that they might not buy as much NVIDIA, but I still think that's years away. So this isn't really about tech numbers. It's about tech dominance. It's about a very, very future-oriented product line. It's about dominating innovation and having built and building every single day this ecosystem that is going to be really, really hard to get out of the longer you're in it. Now, I promised you a bit on weather forecasting, didn't I? And yeah, NVIDIA is literally making waves in predicting rain and shine. Welcome to NVIDIA's Earth 2 platform. It's not your sort of granddad's weather station or something. It's a cutting-edge system for climate modeling and analysis. They are basically build a crystal ball for the weather system. Now you might think, who cares? Well, do you know what's the total addressable market for weather predictions? Because it serves industries like agriculture, aviation, energy, transportation, insurance. It's a 21 trillion US dollars industry. Trillion with a T. Weather forecasting really freaking matters. Now, the total addressable market is hard to capture. So traditional weather forecasting like weather.com or something captures maybe 0.1% of that market. But if we were get better models with better accuracy, say you capture just 0.5% of the market, 0.5%, which I think it's pretty conservative, then you're looking at over $100 billion in revenue. Now, given that in the last quarter, they brought in 30 billion, so annualized, that's 120 billion. That would be double what they're currently doing. And that's a little bit more than a drop in the ocean. But there's more than just weather forecasting. Healthcare is a $10 trillion opportunity. Yes, trillion with a T. And NVIDIA is building Clara, a medical imaging platform. They're also building Parabricks for genomic research, and Mona or MonAI, an AI framework for medical imaging. So they're basically building this sort of enterprise software for the healthcare industry. And what I always said about NVidia from the very beginning in chips are brilliant, but you really want to make money, you need to be with the software business with recurring revenue, because at some point the advancements in chips will slow down, maybe not in 5 years, maybe not in 10 years, but at some point they will. And at that point, you want to be a software business, so you're going to get monthly recurring revenue and therefore glorious valuation. So if NVIDIA captures, say, 5% of the 10 trillion market, which is giving its tech edge, isn't exactly unrealistic. We're looking at $500 billion. Remember, they're bringing in about 120 billion a year right now. You can see the growth opportunity, don't you? And healthcare, by the way, is growing. Why? Because everybody's getting older. Simple. And everyone's getting sicker because they eat rubbish. But that's a whole another story. So what we looked at here today? Well, we looked at the Blackwell chip, which is insane. We looked at Earth 2 platform. We looked at healthcare solutions, a dominance in the AI market, and I think painted a future where their tech edge and their tech brilliant ability to run a business means that this business is nowhere near done growing yet. So thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope you find it helpful, educational. If so, like, subscribe, check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, stay safe.